She slammed her hand on the counter and pointed at me like I was dirt.
Fire her right now or I'll shut this place down.
She barked, her diamond rings flashing under the diner's light. I was just serving coffee, nothing more. When this woman, dressed like money itself, decided I wasn't respectful enough for her taste. The manager, nervous and sweating, walked up to me and whispered, "I'm sorry, but you need to leave. She owns half the plaza. If I don't listen, she'll ruin us." My apron slipped from my hands, my throat burning with humiliation, while Karen smirked like she had won some kind of trophy. She leaned closer, her voice dripping with poison. "People like you don't last here. Remember that." She snapped her fingers at her driver to bring her purse, as if she had just bought my silence. I didn't say a word, but my hands were shaking. Everyone in the diner was watching. Some even pulled out their phones, but no one dared to speak. I walked out that night, fired in front of strangers, because a billionaire Karen didn't like being told, "Please wait your turn." But what she didn't know was that the very next morning, she would be sitting across from me again, only this time I wouldn't be holding a tray of coffee. I would be holding her future in my hands. Because the lawyer she was about to meet in court was me. "Let's see how much you smile when I'm the one writing the rules," I whispered to myself as her laughter from inside the diner echoed in my ears. The next day, she walked into the glass-walled conference room like she owned the entire building. Her heels clicked against the marble floor, her driver carrying her bag behind her. She didn't even look at me when she sat down. Why would she? In her mind, I was still the waitress she got fired. But when the senior partner announced, "This is your opposing counsel," and gestured toward me, her head snapped so fast you could almost hear the crack. Her eyes widened, then narrowed, but I stayed calm. "Good morning, Miss Reynolds," I said softly, sliding the case file across the table. "Funny seeing you again." Under different circumstances, the room went silent. For the first time, Karen had no script, no power to wave around like a credit card. She tried to recover. "This is a mistake. She doesn't belong here. She was serving coffee yesterday." Her voice trembled as the other lawyers exchanged glances. I leaned forward and said, "Yes, I was working part-time at the diner. Law school loans don't pay themselves. But today, I'm the one standing between you and everything you're trying to steal." The blood drained from her face. She thought she had ruined me in front of strangers, but now every eye in the room saw her sweat. And just when she reached for her phone to call her influence, I slid a USB drive across the table. "Before you try to intimidate me again," I said, "you might want to watch what's on this. Security cameras don't lie." The billionaire Karen had no idea that the video from that diner, the one where she humiliated me and threatened the manager, was about to flip this entire case upside down. Her hands shook as she pushed the USB back toward me, her lips curling into a fake smile. This proves nothing," she stammered. But the senior partner wasn't buying it. He plugged it into the screen, and within seconds, the room was filled with Karen's voice echoing through the speakers. "Fire her right now or I'll shut this place down. People like her don't belong here." Gasps broke out across the table. Her own legal team shifted uncomfortably in their seats, and one of them even whispered, "This is bad." Karen's face went red, but she tried to stand tall. "That's just taken out of context," she snapped, her eyes darting around. I leaned back, calm as ever. "Context doesn't change entitlement," I said. "And if you think this meeting is bad, just wait until the press gets a copy. I wonder how your board members will react when they see their billionaire CEO bullying waitresses while pretending to be a role model." She slammed her fist on the table. "You wouldn't dare!" I held her gaze and spoke slowly. "I don't fight with fists, Ms. Reynolds. I fight with facts. And the truth is, you crossed the wrong person." Her jaw tightened, her nails tapping the glass table, searching for some kind of control. But control was slipping away fast. Every powerful threat she once used against others was now a rope tightening around her own neck. And just when she thought it couldn't get worse, the door opened. A uniformed officer stepped inside with a folder in hand. He looked straight at me and said, "Ma'am, here are the documents you requested." Karen blinked, stunned. What documents?" she whispered. I opened the folder and slid it across the table toward her. "Proof," I said, "that you've been using HOA money for your personal luxury trips." Her entire empire began to crack in that single moment. She froze, staring at the folder like it was poison. Her fingers twitched, but she didn't dare touch it. The senior partner's voice cut through the silence. "Is this true?" Miss Reynolds? Misusing HOA funds? The lawyers on her side shifted, whispering, some even gathering their notes like they didn't want to be part of what was about to happen. Karen's voice dropped to a shaky whisper. You can't prove anything. I leaned in, steady and calm. The credit card statements, the flight records, and the wire transfers, all tied directly to your signature. You bullied me out of a job for serving coffee, but now the evidence you left behind is about to take away everything you own. Her mask shattered. She slammed her chair back, shouting, This is a setup! She's nothing but... But the officer stepped forward, cutting her off. Ma'am, you'll need to come with us. You're under investigation for embezzlement and harassment. The billionaire who once strutted through the diner was now trembling, her jewelry clinking as the cuffs clicked around her wrists. The same driver who carried her purse yesterday couldn't even look her in the eye. I gathered my files slowly, my voice calm but heavy with meaning. You ruined my night, Karen. But I just ruined your empire. As she was led out of the glass room, her screams echoing down the hallway, I felt the weight of every humiliation she had thrown at me lift. Justice wasn't just served, it was witnessed by everyone who once feared her. Walking out of that building, I looked up at the sky and whispered, sometimes the best revenge is letting the truth speak louder than power. And for the first time in a long time, I didn't feel like the waitress she fired. I felt like the lawyer she never saw coming.